Hello everyone. So just now, in fact, I think 5 minutes ago, I came to know about this news about Excel and Python. Now, just to give you some background, I have done a lot of work. I mean, a lot of work in Excel. When I used to work for corporates, I have developed tools like really complicated tools in Excel, and also at the same time I am a big supporter and a user and promoter of open source technologies. I guess you already know that, but I know that Excel, I think talking about Excel, of course, I think Excel is really a useful and a good powerful piece of application. And there is something about Excel or spreadsheets in general, and I think I should say Excel because Excel is powerful, Excel is quick. You can store the data, you can use Excel to store the data, and at the same time you can manipulate it, you can report on it, you can do wonderful things with Excel. And of course, I'm not really going to promote Excel, but because I know it is already good, I don't have to promote it, and it is everywhere. But what I wanted to talk about today is that when I used to work on Excel, I used, of course, a lot of VBA, and in fact, VBA, or if I look at my freelancing career, I have developed applications in VBA, or not VBA, I should say Visual Basic. So when I came to know about VBA, I think it was early 2000s. I think it was probably 2003 or 4 when I first did something. I don't really remember, to be honest, but it was definitely early 2000s when I did something with VBA. I think it was probably in the year 2006 when I started doing something really like useful with Visual Basic applications in VBA programming in or macros in Excel. And basically, when my company, or basically the place where I was working, when people came to know about yes, Ravi can do wonderful things with Excel, and not just with Excel, you can also, because Excel has VBA, but also other Microsoft based applications can also have VBA macros. So you can actually do like really good things. And VBA is actually one of the first thing which, or I should say Visual Basic along with VBA is one of the first thing which I started consulting on. So yes, I have done trainings on, like, not really a lot, but some trainings on VBA. I have developed tools, and I started because I have always I always had my own blogs, and I posted something online like about VBA, and I received inquiries from people. So I have done some training slash consulting work around VBA, and in fact I have also written a book which I never really published. So I've done a lot of VBA work in Excel, but at the same time, I mean, if I look at 2023 or last, I guess 10-ish years, I don't really think I have done any active work when it comes to Excel VBA. I mean, of course, every now and then I use Excel. In fact, I use it quite regularly, but not really detailed or not really any complicated work. It's probably, some quick formulas here and there, VLOOKUPs, but nothing too complicated, nothing too fancy, nothing that is difficult to understand. Now, of course, I use LibreOffice, and LibreOffice always uh, have the support for Python. I think it has been a while, right? I think it has been like more than 10 years. I'm not really sure, but I think uh, you, you if you want, you can actually automate things. You can actually have those similar macros, if not at the same level, in LibreOffice. Oh, I've never done it because I never really got a chance to do it. At the same time, if you're using LibreOffice, it is a bit tricky because you have to agree, or basically, whenever you're using something like in a spreadsheet format, the other person should also use the same software, right? If you're using Excel, then you know that Excel will be used by everyone, and you're safe. But if you're using LibreOffice, open office format as it was, then it is difficult. I mean, not everyone is using open office, and it is always annoying. But you can, I mean, I use LibreOffice just to open the files and modify something and send it back. Same for Word documents. But I don't really send the actual ODS or ODD files to my clients. And talking about Google Sheet, now I want to talk about Google Sheets because when Google Sheets came out, I think it was 2006, 7. I think it has been a while, right? I've been using it from day one, and great thing about Google Sheet is that it has Google Apps Script, which is quite good. I've developed because I had that VBA background, and I, of course, I am a developer. So if once I started trying or using Google Sheets, and I've used it quite a while for quite a while. In fact, I still use Google Sheets for doing few things, not each and everything. For example, all the accounting or balance sheets that I do for my own company in India, I do it even today in Google Sheets because it is convenient. So I use it even right now. Although I've moved, I believe 99% or 95% of my spreadsheets to LibreOffice over the years, but Google Sheets is good because you can you use AppScript, you can add some menus, you can create schedulers, you can send automated emails. I use Google Apps Script just to give you one example, even right now, where, or I haven't done it for a while, but for a long time I used to download the list of all the videos from YouTube using the APIs, of course, to Google Apps to a Google Sheet, and then I used to update the description from Google Apps Script from Google Sheet back to my YouTube. So you can do that. You can make REST calls. You can import data from Jira, for example. So Google Apps Script is wonderful. It is great. And unfortunately, when you're working with corporates, I don't really think Google Apps Script is there because Excel sheets are everywhere. It is. I don't really think it is. I mean, you can easily ask people to get rid of Windows if you have to, but Excel, no. Excel will be there forever, I guess. I think it is truly embedded in corporate culture, and I think in general. Now, when it comes to VBA, to be honest, VBA is quite okay. You have to write more code. For example, the other day I was trying to parse a JSON, and parsing a JSON using VBA without a library is a pain. But I still did it because it is a programming language anyways, end of the day. Now I came to know about this news. Now coming back to the news, Python in Excel. Now personally, I've never really done any real project or lot of work in Python. I've done few small things in Python by following some tutorials or YouTube videos, but nothing too fancy. I think once I did something for a client where I was making a REST call using Python to Jira instance, and I think I was probably either I was downloading something or I was uploading something to Jira instance, but that was in a Python script. But you can still do that using a simple shell script as well. But I've never really done a lot of work in Python. Although if I have to learn something or if I have to do something useful, I know I can. And long back, I tried Django, which is a framework based on, I think, Python, if I remember correctly. But I never really, did anything real with Python. But I think that might change because now I'm yet to see the integration of Python in Excel. I guess I'm assuming I'll of course update you once I have more information that you can probably use Python to write code instead of VBA. I mean, that is my assumption, right? But I think it is a good news. I think we'll probably come to know, and I think that should be the plan from Microsoft. And don't be surprised if I make videos on Excel. In fact, I started one channel, and I also ran a website called AutoGrid for a long time, where I used to post Excel VBA macros. And in fact, on my website ravisagar.in, there are a couple of posts on VBA. And if I look at the analytics, in fact, I was looking at the analytics. Usually, those posts where I have done something on VBA, they are always on top in terms of views and hits. So I know Excel is popular. So I mean, I'm not really saying that I'll probably make videos on. I mean, I might probably talk about something, but I'm just saying that if Excel and VBA can work together really well, then yeah, I might just explore it more, because why not? I mean, imagine that you're working for a client where you have only Excel sheet and Python. Then you can do so many wonderful things. You can create reports in Excel, because writing code, as I mentioned, if you have to, for example, if I have to write a code for a client where I know that if I'm using their laptop, I can't really download a library for parsing JSON, so I'll probably write it myself. But if I have Python, Python can do that quite easily, right? I mean, that is my assumption. So because Python is a proper programming language and it is extensive, it is widely popular. So I'm just making this video based on the news, but of course, I'll come to know about more things and I'll update you. All right, that is it. That is all I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new. Thank you very much. Bye bye.